My name's Matt. I lead the Growth Accelerator team at Swanky. Thanks for watching our Tips in 10 series, where we seek the best advice from our partners to help online retailers adjust to the rapidly changing e-commerce environment. Today, we have got Lucas from Gorgias. So over to you, Lucas. Who are you and what does your tool do for online retailers?
Hey, thanks so much for having me, Matt. I know we're all adapting to the new normal right now, so I really appreciate being able to jump on and record this video with you. Gorgias is the #1 help desk for e-commerce. So all of your customer conversations in one place, whether it's on email, on your ads, on your website, chat, Facebook Messenger, we bring that all into one place to help you help your customers a lot more effectively and efficiently.
Excellent. So with people moving from the high street towards online shopping, have any of the brands that you're working with noticed a change in the number and the type of customer service queries they're receiving?
Yeah, absolutely. So we were starting to see this a little bit before at the end of 2019 going into the new year, but COVID-19 has just really accelerated it. It's a lot of pre-sales inquiries. So I don't know if you're a cyclist at all, but I love using bicycles as an example because everything's just ludicrously expensive. So if you have a saddle or a bike seat that's maybe 500 USD or 400 pounds, you have questions before you want to purchase it. So what's the warranty? Is it good in all weather? What's it for? So customers are asking a lot more of those questions before they even hit the website. Sometimes they send the brand a message. If they've purchased from that store before, sometimes it's responding to a previous SMS text message that they've received from the brand. Sometimes it's just we're asking on the ad itself for the website chat. A lot of times with the website chat, people have simple questions that they don't want to read the product description for or hit the FAQ. So they're asking those questions there that can be answered pretty quickly, but sometimes the chat's not staffed or it's not quite clear that it's not really a chat, it's more of a lead gen form. So that's one of the trends that we've seen is just customers are asking a lot more before purchase rather than what's traditionally been an interaction with a brand that you've purchased from online, which is asking a question post-purchase. Where's my order? How do I cancel? I forgot to add something. Can I change my order? Those types of more reactive questions and inquiries.
Okay, so if there was one thing that you could offer in terms of advice, what should be the most important thing that merchants should be doing with their e-commerce stores with regards to customer service?
Right now is be responsive to your customers where you are and where they are. So if you're running ads on Instagram and your customers are asking questions there, make sure that you take the time to respond to them. Same thing with SMS. If you're texting with your customers, sending them notifications, be ready to engage with them there. And especially now that customers aren't going into stores, we're seeing that the total number of tickets is still staying the same, even if and when sales are dropping. So be responsive to your customers as well, because that can really help get that revenue back, whether it's moving some of your in-store staff to the website to work the chat, things like that to help your customers make the right purchase. And it really does two things. One is it increases your revenue, but it reduces your return rate down the road as well.
Okay, perfect. So for those who are new to online retail and their customer service teams are finding that they're having to rapidly adapt, what's the best way to prepare these new teams for the new world of online retail?
Yeah, so definitely start by, and this is a great plug for the webinar that we're doing with you, Swanky, the conversational commerce virtual workshop, but take some time to know what those common requests and questions are going to be, whether it's, hey, where's my order? Can I get an update here? And set up as much of that to be automated as you can, whether it's creating a macro or a template that anyone doing customer service can use, whether it's setting up a full automation for something like that. It'll just make it easier to make sure that you're using the right language, especially in these crazy times where everyone's jumping in and doing every job. It makes sure that someone who's not used to necessarily doing customer service is doing it right, but they're not spending their time doing the monotonous task of typing the same thing out over and over and over again. But also, it gets customers a response that they're looking for as quickly as possible, which is a huge indicator of an overall positive experience with a brand.
Yeah, it certainly is. I'm making an assumption that setting up things like FAQ pages and clear messaging around delivery policies and return policies can all go a long way towards making sure the number of inquiries that are received by customer service teams are declining rather than increasing in this time.
Exactly, especially now where supply chains are all over the place. Obviously, priorities being given to anything that's essential. So, food, medical equipment for all the frontline workers, nurses, doctors, paramedics. That's being given priority. So, if you're selling a phone case or something, or even mouse pads for a home office, it's the 2-day shipping isn't really 2-day shipping anymore. Everything's taking a little bit longer. So don't say charge for 2-day shipping. One thing that we've seen quite a few brands do, which is really smart, is just either offer a flat rate or free shipping and say, hey, we're tracking the packages, but we're not guaranteeing any sort of delivery time. So be proactive about that. Just when you tell people ahead of time, they're usually a little bit more accepting of it. Mm-hmm. Like if I said, hey, Matt, I'm going to show up at your house and I'm going to bring some stuff by and I'm going to be there for about 3 hours. It's fine. You don't really care. But if I just show up at your house for 3 hours, you'd kind of like that heads up. And it's the same thing for customers interacting with a brand. If it's going to take 2 days longer for a customer to get their item, they're okay with it, especially if you tell them ahead of time.
Exactly. Yeah, the clarity of communication is important, isn't it? So have you seen any particularly creative ways where customer service teams have turned complaints into opportunities?
Yes and no, a lot that aren't quite appropriate to share. But one of my favorites is the brand supply. So stepping back from COVID-19 and just talking generally, one of my favorites is supply, where on their ads someone always trolls and says, oh, you guys are so overpriced, just go to the drugstore, dollar store, and buy a razor. And they'll chirp in with things like, oh, thank you so much, Larry, for saving us all. You're making the world a better place. So sometimes having a little bit of fun with your brand tone can go a long way, but it also resonates more with your customers, who then a lot of times jump in and say what you were really hoping to be able to say. I think that can go a long way, but it's not really creative or innovative, but just being transparent and forthcoming with your customers to say, hey, we've cut down our warehouse to only have 2 people picking and packing. We're just taking longer to ship out orders out of the safety of our staff. And being upfront like that and just really clearly communicating those expectations can go a long way to enhance and overall have a better customer experience, and even turn people into brand advocates because they want to support a brand that's treating their employees well, as opposed to the big box next day e-commerce giant we all know that I'm referring to, but I don't want to mention their name, that's forcing all their workers to come in, and who knows what the health conditions are like in the warehouse.
Perfect. So thanks, Lucas, for your advice at this time, and thank you at home for watching. If you'd like to keep up to date with the next video in our series, hit like and subscribe. If you want to discuss any of the topics today in detail, you can contact us by using the form on swankyagency.com. All
right, now Matt, that was a great intro. I'm Canadian, I'm not American, but I just want to say your call to action there was a little bit British. May I give the viewers a little bit of a stronger call to action?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah.
If you're staying at home self-isolating, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, share this video with everyone that you know. We're running out of stuff to watch on Netflix. Teach everyone how to have a great customer experience, and leave a great review of Swanky. 5 stars only, 4 stars and below. Get out of here.
Excellent. Put me to shame.